everybody, welcome to the den. Me, Bboy, Volk. Today we're doing flares! Woo! I fucking hate flares. Actually, that's a lie. I've been doing a lot more flares recently. They're not that bad. Not that bad. For this episode and the next one, I have a lot to say. So if they're a little bit longer, I apologize. But actually I don't, because I just have a lot to say. So listen up, take a notebook, take notes. Take a notebook, that's what I said. Flare is simple in theory, but hard in practice. It's the first power move that will seriously challenge your body control. So if you've been working on the conditionings that I've been taught you before, you should be in a pretty good spot. If not... Also, those people who want to jump straight into the flare practice, learn top rock and footwork. And some freezes, Jesus Christ, man. You know, like, you gotta learn to crawl before you want to run. You know what I mean? Like, here we go. Okay, so we're gonna start with our legs shoulder width apart. Our hand is coming down. About right here. So your legs should be about like this wide apart, kind of like a straddle position a little bit. You know, like no, this is a PG tutorial. Come on. Come on, everyone. I recommend pointing your fingers to the side. Don't point them up. So hands coming here, okay? The first step is going to take our back leg, our right leg, and we're going to swing it. Okay? And do this like a few thousand times. Okay? If that feels pretty good, try doing it from a top rock. Here is where I teach you the coveted power start, okay? All power heads do this start. If you're a power head, you have to do it, okay? Here's how it looks like. Alright? You saw the most important part right there? Pulling up the pants. We're gonna do a two-step. Pull up the pants a bit. Okay, you don't have to pull up the pants, but it's just like a reflex. It just happens, okay? So we're gonna do a two-step. 1, 2, 3, 4 to a 4. Leg swings to the side. Hand comes down. Slide. All right, we'll do it one more time. Okay, so your hand is going in a motion like this. Keep in mind about this motion of the hand, I will talk about it later on, okay? Like I said at the start of the video, I have a lot of things to say about this move, so if it's a little bit winded, I don't apologize. Get all the information that you can. After you get that motion down, we're now going to swing the back leg to the front leg, then the back leg is going to keep going, and the front leg is going to come up towards your face. Okay, so let me demonstrate. So we're going to come from here. Remember, fingers are facing to the side. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. Okay? Do it again from this side. 1, 2. This leg follows through. My left arm holds my body, and my left leg is going up towards my face. Okay? Do it again from the back. 1, 2, 3. Well, then do that a couple thousand times so that feels pretty good. Third step, our legs are here, and now we're going to switch it. So do the exact same thing, except at the end, I want you to switch your legs. And whenever I teach people, they tend to do stuff like this. Why? Just calmly place your foot down, okay? Like that. So after you do that a couple thousand times, I want you to finish in that position now. So now we're going to swing, and then when we get here, this leg is going to swing down, this leg is going to swing up, and you're going to stop in this position. Okay? Remember all those conditioning stuff we worked on before coming into play now. Oh, Volk, you know what you're talking about, isn't that crazy? Alright, so now we're going to switch to this side. Okay, so here we go. 3, 2, 1. That's my stomach. Alright, so you want to end like that. Mistake number 1, incoming right here. I see some people and their flares like this. What do you think this means? Okay, I'll give you a second. This means that when you do flare in the back, that your legs are going to lock up. Okay? Now for flare, you always want to be straight, open in the back, because that's where you get your whip from. Okay? So if your legs are doing something like this, you're not whipping your legs, you're just throwing your hips and relying on the force of your strength. Flare is a mix of using like 25% strength, less, and more about the whip. Okay? So, yeah, so focus on opening up your legs and just getting more and more of that leg to the side. Okay? So, end goal should be something like this. Like that. And the last step is to bring it all the way in the back. Here you go for a full flare. That's a flare. Some things to keep in mind. So, the stuff, if you have some questions about like conditioning, like the most basic thing I can say is like if you can't do shit like this, or if you can't do shit like this, then you can't really do a flare because you have to be in that position to hold those freezes, right? So one thing you can do is just work on getting those in that position. I guess a quick planche tutorial since we're here. So for a flare, we're putting our hips out to here, and then we're basically going into a planche, and then we're coming back to here, right? So how to practice a planche, or how to do a planche, is you're going to go into like a flare position like right here, get up on your toes, and then you want to lean forward and press down with your hands, kind of like you're doing a handstand, and lift your legs to the side. And if you're a superstar, you can use like this. So the more you bring your chest out, the harder it is, but the more kind of like strong it looks. But that's not the point for flare. The point is just to hold it. So you don't have to hold it for like 30 seconds. Hold it for like 5 seconds and move your feet in the back. Like something like this. If you can do stuff like that, you're in a good spot for flare. Multiple flares. So you got one flare down. The way I would recommend working on keeping your back legs open and going for multiples is to try to combo it. Okay, so if you watched my windmill tutorial, basically a great place to practice comboing to a windmill. Okay, so one of the things you can do is flare. Even if you fail, go to a turtle, lift your legs up, turn, and drop to your backspin. And then do the same thing. If you want to be an extra superstar, go back to turtle and then flare from a turtle, which will help you in the season finale of the season where we're going to be comboing our flare and our windmill together, possibly a 92. Okay, so to demonstrate, I'm going to do one flare to a turtle, to my back, back to turtle, back to flare. Okay, and if you mess up, it's okay. Just go nice and slow so your body recognizes what to do. Boom. If you're having trouble doing flare mill, I'll talk about that in the season finale. So just try to go based off what I just did there. I'll touch more about it later in another video. So you got one flare, you want to do multiple. But like for some reason, your legs are like getting tired, and I'm gonna do like 3 or 4. Why, Volk? Just look at footage of yourself. When you do a flare or a windmill, any sort of power move, a lot of people I've seen only do this. Where the flare motion, both legs have to whip. Both legs have to whip. Both legs have to whip. Okay? Your hip also. Hip goes in, then up, in, then up. Leg out, whip, whip, whip. And that's all it is. It's all based on timing, okay? So, I'm going to now do a flare without whipping my right leg, so you can see how much harder it is for me to do. And then I'll do a flare with using my legs, okay? So here we go. Man, I'm so used to using both legs, that was difficult for me. Whew. Now look at my right leg. Your leg has to go up to a point where it hits up here And then when it hits up here at the highest point, swing that shit down, bring it around town. Bring it around town. What am I even talking about now? Here we go. Flare using both legs. Here we go. Not that great. My flares too, they have a little bit of work. My right side of my leg is bending a little bit. Something to fix. So, yeah. Utilize both of your feet to whip. It's a process, but the more you do it, the more you get used to it. The last thing I want to talk about in flare. So, this I learned from watching the Ends tutorial. The Ends tutorials are in Korean. I am not Korean, as you can see. So I basically just went off his body movements, some key words, or just watching how he does things. And this is what I picked up, okay? So 2 very important things. A lot of b-boys, he said, well, a lot of b-boys with their hands, they do something like this. Like that sort of stuff. And he says not to do that. So if you want to do flares like the End, if you notice the way I enter my flares, I don't even use my hands anymore. I do something like... The thing I focus on more is opening up my shoulder and leaning back a little bit. So when I'm here, I'm opening up my shoulder and leaning back a little bit to let my hips come to here. And then when they come around, I try to get more to here. It's like boom, boom, boom. Alright, let's try to watch my hips, watch my shoulder, and watch my entrance as I go into the flare. Okay, ready? Yeah, it's really all about timing and getting that timing down pat. The more you practice it, the easier it will become. I think that's about it. If there's anything extra I want to add, I'll make another video clarifying some moves or some topics. But besides that, thank you guys for watching. Keep practicing. Have a fantastic day. See ya.